Anti-Semitism in Russia has always been an important a part of this. I mean, Judaism gave us the rule of law, kind of comes out of the Sinai. And it's one of the reasons I think that anti-Semitism is always one of the first refuges of the scoundrels. They need to undermine that idea that the law is above the ruler. And one way they do that is to go after Jews and Judaism. And the lies are quite extensive. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which was a Tsarist era bit of disinformation, gets resuscitated throughout the Islamist and Wahhabi influenced parts of the Muslim world, as well as in Russia and other places where anti-Semitism finds a home.
It's not religious persecution. I remember people used to say, "You suffered religious persecution." I said, no, I didn't know what religion was. It was not religious persecution. It's not a religion in the Soviet Union. It's just basically racism. Because of that stamp, because of my last name, I knew I was a third-class citizen. And I mean third. Because wherever you are, let's say in Moldavia, so the principal of a high school will always be a Moldavian. The assistant principal will be a Russian. Maybe number 3 would be a Jew. The same is true in every area. Manager of a factory, there will be a Moldavian, then will be a Russian, and maybe, if you're brilliant, you will be number 3. So you're not even a second-class citizen, you're a third-class citizen, just because you're a Jew.
One major thing that poured gasoline on it was the Soviet intel apparatus printing and distributing hundreds of thousands of copies of the anti-Semitic screed, the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion, this book purports to be the words of psychopathic Jewish world leaders that are conspiring to enslave the entire world, and it's their conversations among themselves about how they are going to destroy and enslave the entire planet. And this is the book that was spread by the Soviet Union throughout the entire Arab Muslim world.
I mean, it's a Russian creation. They forged it. They made it up. And the KGB spread it around and arranged for translations and all of that. Yes, no question. But by now, it's a bestseller. You don't have to do anything. I mean, any publisher who gets his hands on it and puts it out in a language where it doesn't exist is guaranteed to make money on it. So it's going to work. So it happens all by itself. You don't even need to manipulate it anymore. It runs itself.
What is amazing in this type of conspiratorial disinformation is how it combines two apparently irreconcilable myths. Here is the role of mythology in the political myth. One myth is that Jews are basically conspiring to subvert capitalism and to establish an egalitarian communistic type order. That's one thing. So it is the Jews who are, by definition, the diabolical revolutionary force that tries to destroy our established order. On the other hand, Jews control the banks, Jews control capitalism, Jews are the representatives of the diabolical force called money. How can be Jews simultaneously the exponents of money and the exponents of anti-money? The exponents of market and the exponents of anti-market, and so on. This is where the conspiratorial theory works very well, because it explains everything, it explains nothing.
People like conspiracy theories. It's kind of a substitute for God. That is, it puts order into the world. There's not random chaos and catastrophe. Everything is ordered because there's a conspiracy behind it. So people are prone, they feel comfortable with conspiracy theories.
If you read some of the documents of the Nazis and newspapers of the Nazis and so on, you will see that they considered the protocols, Hitler himself considered the protocols absolutely reliable source. The same thing the fascists in Romania, the Iron Guard, they considered the protocols to be a historical evidence for their anti-Semitic fantasies.
But the Protocols of the Elders of Zion was then, used to justify killing the Jews. The Nazis put it out, and now it's a bestseller in the Middle East. The Egyptian TV ran, I believe, a television series, #1 bestseller. Because the fact is that the Muslim Middle East is a cauldron of Jew hatred.
They are considered to be reliable documents. Kids in many Middle Eastern countries, Arab countries, read the protocols. The textbooks have references to the protocols as if this is the real ideological history of our times. So basically, the protocols became probably the most important ideological pillar of 20th century anti-Semitic imagination.
This was certainly one of the greatest disinformation campaigns of modern times.